Hello, Level B. Welcome to our first video of virtual learning. Um, Today or this week, we're going to be talking about prepositions of time. Prepositions are those tiny little words that are in English that are so hard to remember. And so the three prepositions that we're going to be talking about this week are at, on, let's see, can you say it? At, on, and in. For some of you, this might be a review. You're like, I already know this, but what I want you to do is practice, practice, practice so that it comes naturally to you. Does that make sense? Like, if this is new to you, then after this week, like next week, you're not going to say, oh, I know it's at or on or in. But it's these little words just take practice. It's things that you have to hear over and over and over again. And then, yeah, prepositions are crazy. They're crazy. Okay, so I have in your packet of papers, let's see, just a minute. So in your packet, you should have this on in. So we're going to go over this together, okay? And yeah, we're going to go over this together. All right, so you can see here that we have our in, on, at. So today we're just talking about this side, which is the time. And you can see that I like this reference sheet. I like this picture because it shows us, it gives you like a visual. So we use in usually with like bigger general things. So like, for example, years. So in 1970, in 1981, in 2020. That's a really big unit of time, and so we can use in. All right. So then on is a little smaller. You can see it's smaller, so it's more specific. So that's when we do like birthdays or dates, or days of the week, on Friday, on the weekend. So those are a little bit smaller. And then at is the smallest, so it's very specific. So we use at for specific times. So at 7 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, at 5 p.m. Okay, so I like this picture because it kind of helps you remember. So in, on, at, in, on, at, big, smaller, smallest. Okay, so in, we're going to use in for centuries, which is 100 years, every 100 years. So like the 1800s or the 1900s. Let's see. This is awful, isn't it? Okay. Love virtual teaching. The 1900s. Okay, so like that was when we were all born. Well, most of us probably. I don't think I have anyone super young in this class. So that's centuries. So decades. So in the 80s, that's usually when someone says in the 80s, they're talking about the 1980s. Okay. So that's 1980 to 1990. That's a decade. 1990. 1980 to 1990 is what we call a decade. It's 10 years. Okay, so in the 80s would be this. So in the 90s would be 1990 to the year 2000. Okay, and so then we do in years. So I was born in 1985. Okay, I was born in 1985. So that's the year that I was born. All right, so when did you come to the US? When did you come to the US? I came to the US in 1994 or whatever. All right, So we also use it with months of the year. So we are starting school in September. Okay, in September. And then weeks. So in 2 weeks. That's actually talking about the future, right? So like in 2 weeks it will be October. In 2 weeks it will be October. Yeah, this specifically is talking about the weeks, is talking about future. We use that. So when you say in 2 weeks, you mean 2 weeks in the future. Okay. All right. So there we go. 2 weeks in the future. This one. Okay. Okay, let's do on. This is our more specific. On. Yes, right here. All right. So this one is a little easier. It's less. So this is days and weekends. Okay. So days, that can also mean, let's see, dates. D-A-T-E-S, dates. So dates, days, and weekends. So look at this example, May 7th, 1964. That's a date, right? So when did you get married, or when did your parents get married? On May 7th, 1964. Okay? So anytime that you're talking about a specific date, then you would use on, okay? On my birthday. So that's not like a specific date. I don't know when your birthday is, but it is a special day. It's like a holiday. So my birthday, you're going to use on. So the same with Christmas, on Christmas, on Valentine's Day, on Cinco de Mayo. Okay, so any holidays, let's write that. You're going to use the word on. Okay, holiday. All right. Okay, so any holidays. All right, and so then this one's easy, any day of the week. So we will start school on Monday, or I have a doctor's appointment on Friday. So that's pretty easy. And then, so the weekend, right, is Saturday and Sunday. So we say on the weekend. What are you doing on the weekend? What did you do on the weekend? What do you like to do on the weekends? Okay, so that's on. And then we're going to do at. All right, so at is the most specific. Let's see. There we go. At is the most specific, and it's basically talking about hours, like time on the clock. So at 7 a.m. All right, 7 a.m. in the morning, a.m. 5 p.m., 12 o'clock, at 12 o'clock. You can also use, so noon. Let's see. Whoop. I know this writing is terrible, but that's okay. Okay. So at noon and midnight, MIDNIGHT. Okay. So noon is 12 p.m. That's when you eat lunch. Okay. So you can say at noon. When do you eat lunch? At noon. Or midnight is 12 a.m. So like, when do you go to bed? I like to go to bed at midnight, 12 a.m. There we go. So you would also use at with these words, at noon, at midnight. That one's pretty easy. Okay, so English is stupid, which we all know, right? So there's rules, like you use at for times and in for big things like centuries and years. Well, there's always exceptions. right? Always things that don't follow the rules. So I'm going to go over a few of those exceptions. If you want to, you can take notes. I'm going to have it so you can read it, but we're going to go over some exceptions because English is stupid and nothing is easy. All right, so the first one is when we're talking about like not specific times, right? So like, when do you wake up? You can say I wake up at 7 a.m. But if I wanted to know like what your morning routine was, I could say, what do you do in the morning? In. So we use in with like kind of big parts of the day. So in the morning, in the evening, and then so evening is like, let's see, that would be like 6 to 10, maybe 6 to 10 p.m. In the morning would be, early, like 5 a.m. to, I don't know, 11 a.m. In the afternoon would be, 12-ish, 12 to 6 p.m. Kind of. Okay, so then this is the crazy one, right? So we don't say in the night. We do not say in the night, okay? We don't say that. You say at night. At night. I don't know why. It's stupid, but this is one of the exceptions. All right? So at night, my son needs a light to sleep, right? At night, my son needs a light to sleep. So during the night, at night, my son needs a light to sleep. So at night means during the night, from like, whenever he goes to bed at 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. at night. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is when you have combinations. So for example, you have in the morning, right? In the morning and on Monday, but you say on Monday morning, not in Monday morning, on Monday morning. So, yeah, that should be self-explanatory. Okay, so on Monday morning, use the bigger one. No, the smaller one. On. Yes. Okay, and then I'll show you down here. We're going to stack them. Okay, so when we say last, next, every, this, we do not also use at, on, or in. So here's an example. Okay, so for example, she runs next Tuesday. So because we have this word next, we're not using on, all right? Because we have the word next, we're not using on. Okay, he leaves us every Easter. See here, every. So not at every Easter. Usually, if it was without this word, it would be at Easter. But because there's every here, then you don't use at. All right, so I saw you this evening, not in this evening, but this evening. Okay, so if you're using one of these words that tells you like, is it present or past or future, then you do not use at, on, or in. Oops. All right, and then lastly, okay, so here's examples of some combinations, okay? So we will meet next week. So look, next week, so no at, on, or in, okay? At 6 o'clock on Monday. So we did the time and the day. So at the time on Monday. I heard a funny noise at 11 o'clock at the time last night. So because last night is talking about the past, then you're not using at, on, or in. So last night. It happened last week, same thing, last week at 7 o'clock on Monday. All right, so those are the rules. I have some practice things for you to do. I will send you some things that you can do on your phone or on your computer. And then also, let me grab the packet. So you can see on your packet, so this is the thing that we're going over today. And then you can look on these pages, there's days written. See, it says Tuesday. So I will send you the answers every day. So like if you do this today, Tuesday, I will send the answers to you and the remind. And so this is also Tuesday. So you can see I wrote like what you're supposed to do every day. And then on Thursday, you and I are gonna do a Zoom if you can. So that if you have any specific questions, like circle it and let me know on Thursday and I can answer them live because you're probably not the only one with that question. All right. Good luck. Call me, email me, text me if you have any questions because I know this is our first week and we are all learning. All right. Talk to you soon.